Good evening, folks. Okay, before we get into some great Caitlin Clark highlight reels, let's talk a little bit, okay? So the Fever took the first game in Vegas, and it was a great game. There's absolutely no question about it. If I made people think I was saying that they were lucky to win, I always feel like you're lucky to win on the other guy's home court, okay? That's just my mentality. But I didn't mean to make it seem like it's not possible for us to win. It is, okay? It is. And we proved that last night. So that wasn't what I was saying. I didn't say we stole one, but we technically did steal one, okay? But it was not, I was not in any way belittling the play of the Indiana Fever because they've done a great job and they did a great job in the Sunday game, okay? All the way around. But what I will say is that this brings me to my next topic, which is people angsting over the fact that Stephanie White said that Kelsey Mitchell was the face of the franchise. Look. Right now, Kelsey Mitchell is the face of the franchise. Caitlin Clark is not on the floor. She has not been in uniform competitively since July 15th. Kelsey Mitchell has stepped up and has put the team on her back. And that is why Caitlin Clark led the charge for her to be considered as an MVP candidate. And I believe it's Caitlin Clark's word that put her on that list. I believe that's how much weight Caitlin Clark carries in the league. So listen to me and hear me out. Kelsey Mitchell has labored with the Indiana Fever in years when they've only had 5 wins. She deserves her flowers right now. And it in no way diminishes who Caitlin Clark is. In fact, Caitlin Clark doesn't give a shit if Stephanie White calls her the face of the franchise. As the coach of a team that is missing its prime player and is still fighting in the playoffs, Stephanie White can't continually be talking about Caitlin Clark. That's what we do as fans. That's not what coaches do, no matter who's telling you that. Stephanie White has to focus on the players that are on the floor fighting in this playoff series. Okay? And Caitlin Clark is smart and knows that. There is no question about Caitlin Clark's place on this team. So let me explain it to you. Kelsey Mitchell is a shooting guard. She is not a playmaker. She does not have Caitlin Clark's passing ability. She does not have Caitlin Clark's basketball IQ. And she does not have Caitlin Clark's floor vision. That's what makes Caitlin Clark Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark can shoot the eyes out of the basketball just like Kelsey Mitchell can. But that doesn't mean that Caitlin Clark is going to do that every single night. Because Caitlin Clark's role is playmaking guard. And when those shots are available and open, Caitlin Clark's going to take them and she's going to make plenty of them. Just like she did in the second half of her freshman year here and at the beginning of this year when she was healthy. She is not shy about shooting. Okay? But when Caitlin Clark's not shooting or not shooting well, or people are trying to shut her down, her job is to get the ball to her basketball teammates who can put the ball in the hole. That's her job. So I believe that next year Caitlin Clark can have a double-double every single game. I believe she's capable of that. If you look at Kelsey Mitchell's numbers, in fact, if you look at all of the numbers, there's not a lot of assists going around. That's the missing piece this year. Okay? That is the missing piece. Aaliyah Boston said it herself. When Caitlin Clark's on the floor opens up for everybody. And Caitlin Clark is going to shoot and make a lot of them. But if she's not, she's going to get us the ball. They've said this. They know who she is. They recognize that she is the future of the franchise. And Caitlin Clark has no problem right now cheering on Kelsey Mitchell. She has been doing it since the beginning. She did it again after Sunday's game, all over social media, touting Kelsey Mitchell. She is not jealous of Kelsey Mitchell. She is not worried about Kelsey Mitchell taking her place. And for the people who are wondering if they can coexist on the team together, they coexisted on the team in Caitlin Clark's freshman year, in her rookie season. And they were deadly together on the floor. We need that back again. Point guard, shooting guard. They were great together. They were formidable in the backcourt. The Kelsey Mitchell, Caitlin Clark backcourt is potent. Just like the Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston pick and roll is deadly. We've not seen that this year because the other half of the pick and roll has been injured since July 15th. So stop worrying about who the face of the franchise is. Stephanie White has to build up the players that are on the floor. Caitlin Clark knows this. And Kelsey Mitchell deserves the flowers right now. She has stepped up her game. But if you look at the numbers, it is not balanced scoring. Okay? It is Kelsey Mitchell, and that will take you just so far. So that is why I agree with Robin Lundgren when he says the fact that the Fever are winning without Caitlin Clark proves that this is just the beginning. It is just the beginning. Because think about how good they can be when Caitlin Clark comes back. Think about the opportunities that will be there for Aaliyah Boston and Lexi Hull. Think about it. Think about getting all of those passes from Caitlin Clark like we saw. We've seen so many times. In fact, I'm going to show you a highlight reel that's going to show you that. When those shots are there, Caitlin Clark is not shy. She will take those shots. But Caitlin Clark's job is to be the playmaking guard, the floor general, the person who directs people about where to go so she can get the ball to them. So stop angsting, get behind the Fever, and cheer them on. Let's see if they can take a second game. But the Fever will need to be prepared because no matter how good the Fever played, all right, the Aces underperformed as well. Okay? And yes, Aaliyah Boston did a great job on Asia Wilson, but Asia Wilson is aware of that now. And Kelsey Mitchell shot the eyes out of the basket. And Becky Hammond, who I really don't like because she disrespects the Fever, but be that as it may, she said they didn't have an answer for Kelsey Mitchell. And that means they're going to try to have an answer tomorrow night. And the Fever need to be prepared for that. And this is where the plot thickens. Okay? Because they don't have a Caitlin Clark on the floor. So yes, folks, let's enjoy this and let's cheer on the Fever and let's look forward to next year when Caitlin Clark is 100% healthy. Come May of 2026, she will return. And we will be treated to this. I'm not going to show this whole highlight reel because it's about 20 minutes long, but I'll show a little bit of it and I will make sure it's in the description of the video. So hang on. I need my fix.
Drags out Nelson Adota. Clark will fire and hit the three. Space. Connecticut everywhere. Here's Clark with Banham guarding her. Clark gets bumped, will take, and hit from three. Clark, step back three, knocks it down.
Annie Hamilton has been to Caitlin Clark all night tonight.
Are you talking about my high school experience? Clark connects. Hit the long two. It stays here with Indiana. Clark, a deep one. You bet. Wheeler finds Clark from the logo. You bet.
the right side, knows who's there. Drop pass behind. Could be the deepest shot we've seen Caitlin Clark make as a pro. Big.
Mitchell spinning, finding Clark. 5 to shoot. Clark lays it in. Tie game.
Blown the roof off.
But playing at UConn, she is used to all of this. Oh, Caitlin Clark, rookie on rookie crime.
Defense by the Sparks fans. 6 on the shot clock. Clark, a deep three.
Holy shit.
Clark has space. She's going to let it fly, and she's going to connect.
Step back, get your feet together, rotation on the court.
Watch that inside hand, that left hand. Caitlin Clark gets
Your pro, 5 fouls, just under 8 minutes to play. Clark finds some space and hits a throw. Brink lobbing it inside. Hamby denied. It's 22, Caitlin Clark. Clark over Horston, hits a 3.
Stop letting the ball get into the paint. They've got to keep it out.
Clark, step back, hits a 3.
Caitlin Clark doing a great job creating separation off the bounce. The hard drive and
Into the ball game. Richards on the floor. Clark, the step back 3 just below the logo. Drill.
point percentage, just under 29%. Clark heaves and rattles one in.
An initial surge. Clark on the drive, gets to the rim and the finish. Can't hit on 3. She's got 9, 8, and 5 right now. Clark with the step back deep 2. Money.
That takes a lot more here in this third than we saw in the first half, and that's affected their pace. Clark outside, and that's good.
Avery all over. Here is Clark. Clark separating, taking, and hitting. 3 run as Clark directs traffic. Clark lobbing it in. What a find. And Boston the finish for Clark. Boston has 15 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists herself. Clark, a bomb is good. A logo 3. And then a shrug and a stare from 5 game today. Here's Clark. Catch, fire, and connect.
They're already at 10. Look at the tie last year's winning record.
Clark from way downtown.
Points off of 6 Fever turnovers. So that's really the difference in the game right now.
Clark leaning and hitting. Wow.
Can't get it to go. All of a sudden, that 6 of 10 not looking so hot anymore. And
Off the break. Here's Clark. Still trying to find her rhythm. A deep pull. Got it.
has 48 triples coming into the game.
Logo.
Trying to make something happen. Behind the back. Taps the basket and get
Change left to play here in the first quarter. Caitlin Clark pulls it back, knocks it down.
So, gang, that has not gone anywhere, okay? She's just been injured. So she will be back, and her game will be back with her. And this is what we can look forward to. All right? Taking it to the basket, shooting it from the outside, passing it to her teammates. That's her job. Her job is to be the floor general. She's the best at it. Let's not worry about what Stephanie White is saying today. Let's look forward to 2026. But right now, let's cheer on the Fever. Along with Caitlin Clark, because that's exactly what she's doing. All right? I will see you guys tomorrow after the game. Have a great night.